That sandwich up, sis. Welcome back, y'all. We back. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have
I
left
should have
you
left you
without a
without a
dope.
dope beat.
Mm, 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 mm. All right, y'all. This is episode 30. We're
We
doing
about to
we're
cut
doing
up.
it big today. Yeah, we're definitely cutting up. My name is Lo.
And I'm Nisa. Hey y'all, we missed y'all.
We missed y'all. This is Don't
What up
Listen to
though?
Me podcast. Y'all, y'all wasn't prepared for what we got in store for y'all tonight. We have the one, the only, a special guest,
Drum roll, please.
Patronese, brother P
We should
in
have had
the
some intro
building.
music. Brother! Hi,
What
brother!
up, sis? What up,
Give
sis?
me a high five. Okay, wait. Both of okay, Laura, you too? No, Brandon, just one hand. I got two.
Okay.
Okay,
Five, five.
okay.
Excellent.
Great. Yes.
Now that we got that settled, y'all, this is our brother B that we've
Welcome.
talked about countless times. He's helped us behind the scenes. Brother B is the second to youngest, so it's Nisa,
Yeah.
our brother R, brother B, and then me. So we're
They're the
happy that
youngins.
he's the youngest
Yeah,
son. I'm
youngest
the
son.
youngest. So we're gonna go ahead and get started though. We're really excited about tonight's conversation. Y'all make sure
Yeah.
y'all chime in. Welcome, welcome. Y'all know what time it is. Tell us what you're drinking, sis. Tell us what you're drinking in the chat.
I
Give it to us.
I got some the old and faithful white merlot,
Oh,
or if you want to say
nice.
merlot, that's your prerogative.
That is your prerogative. That is your
That's your
prerogative.
business. That's what I'm drinking, baby. What about you? What you drinking?
Okay, well, you know what? Daddy got me a wine like subscription in
Mm-hmm.
January. I
Mm-hmm.
feel it for my birthday. So, but he always gets early birthday gifts. It was like February. It is
Uh-huh.
now June, and I still have bottles from that. So
Okay, you
this
know
is
what? I'm sick of you. I am sick of you.
this is one of the
What do you
bottles,
mean? We got to
girl.
talk about it. We talked about this on one of the shows because you said 16 bottles you couldn't get through in 1 month. You
I
was a
couldn't
lie.
no, but then he got more. I feel like the next one it had even more. I don't know. It feel like it had even more than
Well,
16.
you know what
So
the bigger question is here? Why the hell aren't you sharing?
what? You know what? I
Scoundrels.
do share it.
Scoundrels.
I know. The thing is I be buying different bottles because I want to like save the good bottles. So I'll go to the store and just grab my faithful. Okay, she don't believe me, y'all. Let me.
Sir, yeah,
I don't hear nothing you saying.
Okay, yuck
yeah.
foo is what you're telling me, like your shirt says. Yuck foo. What's the percentage though? Before we toast, you
Oh,
tell me the percentage of the white merlot. I drink this all the time, but I never know.
it's 11.5%.
Oh, it's a little under.
I'm taking it easy tonight because I ain't been drinking. And last night I drank too many.
Well,
Apparently, yeah. So
ain't nothing wrang with that. Okay, me and brother B gonna have to take it easy because this is
what's that?
14.5,
Woo!
baby.
What
Oh
is
yeah.
it though? What is it again?
What is it? It's a red wine. You know what? I have no clue. Yeah, this looks like
I don't know what
I don't
which
know. I
one is
don't know.
which. Yeah.
it's a red wine.
Okay,
I can't call it though.
it's
I
14.5. That's what we'll
it's
call it.
it's 14.5 precisely. So let's catch up a little bit. We can't. I mean, we've missed y'all for quite a while. We pre-recorded 1 week and forgot that we didn't realize that it actually uploaded. So then
We've been doing the most.
sis was under the weather last week. So
I
but
was
yeah,
under the
maybe
weather.
yeah. So maybe we can just give a couple of things that we've over the weekend or last weekend. We had a lot of things
Yeah.
going down. But oh wait, let's cheers first. I'm sorry.
Cheers.
Y'all,
Cheers.
cheers.
Happy Friday Eve.
Oh yes.
Oh, Brother B had to smell his first.
Oh,
Fancy.
fancy.
I had to smell
Smell
mine
the
too.
berries. Yeah, I can smell
Ooh.
the berries in this.
Okay.
I already see where
ridiculous,
this
y'all.
night is gonna go.
See,
I already see.
we already cutting up. So
I'm
sis,
sorry, I'm
fill
gonna
us
be
in
bending
on.
down so I can. Oh, okay, okay. Nah, I ain't gonna take a bite of my sandwich and shit. So,
Oh,
no, you know what, guys? I have another graduate. My last baby. I only have two babies. Y'all know I got a grandchild too, so we got a little while for that. But my actual babies, both of them are graduated from high school. My last baby, Nadi, she graduated high school last week before last, almost 2 weeks ago. It was so exciting. And listen, boys and girls are just so different. You know, for my son's graduation, I had to make him get a haircut. That's all I had to do. I made him get a haircut. For that girl, oh Jesus. But it was wonderful, great, you know, graduation ceremony. We had a party here at the house where I hosted my family and friends. Of course, Brother B, Lo came through. They always like literally, I'm always like, man, y'all know y'all be in there with y'all sister boy. We out, me and B outside hammering signs in the front yard.
yes.
I mean, he'll run back and forth to the store. I mean, Lauren in the house putting everything together. It just turned out to be so
Yeah.
wonderful. And so I'm just very fortunate. And my baby was accepted into a HBCU.
Ow, ow, ow.
Bone chicka wow
Oh, I
wow.
love that.
She is going to be going to Albany State. So
Oh.
excited for her. Shout out to Albany State.
Hi, cuz. Love you.
Oh, you
She's so
lied to me.
you just made her day, all of our day.
Just
Stay
blessed
with
us
us,
on this
sis.
good Thursday. Oh, you.
Hey,
Hello,
sis.
sister. So excited for you guys to be joining us tonight. But yes, it was we had a great weekend, and it was also me and my husband celebrated our wedding anniversary.
Woo-hoo. 3 years, huh?
3 years married.
It flies. I
Time
cannot
flies.
believe it's been 3 years, man. It feels like y'all we were just doing the wedding. It really
Yeah,
is crazy. Three
Yeah,
years?
3 years,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Yeah,
crazy.
because we got married during the pandemic in the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
backyard. That was the
And,
best.
and you look, when I like that. Keep that backyard just like that, cause I might, I might have to revisit. I love
Run that
y'all
back.
wedding.
Run that back.
Yeah.
Pop bottles, cuz.
Oh, what up, cuzzo? Yeah, so we had a great time. And what y'all get into? Y'all did some things over the weekend.
Speaking of and our cousins that are chiming in on the chat, we had a birthday celebration. His beautiful
Happy
girl's girlfriend
birthday!
had a surprise birthday party for him at one of I think it's one of his favorite
One of his
restaurants.
favorite
Oh,
restaurants.
that's one of my
He
favorite
loves it.
restaurants too.
Yeah.
That's why you're
It's
my favorite. That would
good.
make sense.
It was so nice. It was so nice. We had a really good time.
Yeah.
I was like getting emotional because people were giving toasts and
Oh
cheers
man.
like it was a wedding reception. Um, his girlfriend had one of those Bluetooth karaoke mics, which
Oh,
I'm getting.
cute.
Yeah.
We're getting them.
That's dope. That's dope right
I'm having that with me. You never know when you need
Oh
a
my
like.
God, when you
Y'all
got
know
to pull
I'll
it
be
out.
looking for a mic all the time.
You
I'm always looking for a mic.
you
Literally.
you really are. You Oh my
I,
God.
so maybe I'll wait and let y'all get that for me for Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. But it was so nice. And all of it was really nice to see because I feel like O and B have friends from high school like and
Yeah.
college
Yep.
like it's just like wow, y'all have like all of these friends that you went to high school with, all of
Yeah.
these friends that you went to college with.
That's
So
dope.
it was a really, really good time, brother. What did you think?
Nah, it was a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite restaurants too. I love how they have the stuff set up like the family style. It was dope. Yeah, I did not like the speaking and everything. It was cool having people to go around and do the different speeches. I did not know that I was gonna have to
So
speak.
you would have been prepared otherwise, huh?
Yeah, I would have had some. Maybe it was better. With have stuff prepared, just kind of speak from the heart. But yeah, it was an awesome time. And
Afterwards, I heard
a
y'all had
lot.
an after party too, right?
You know what? So what had happened was I wanted to go, and y'all know Brandon the one put us on these bar crawls in Atlanta. So there was a
Yes.
tacos
Oh
and
yeah,
tequila
that's
bar
right.
crawl
We were
earlier
supposed
that
to go
day.
that. Y'all did? Did y'all go?
No, we didn't end up going. I wanted to
Oh.
go, but you always got a ram in the bush.
Oh
And
Jesus.
right, look, oh, shout out to Haley for the after party,
Hey,
exactly.
after party.
So before the regular party, Haley hit me up like we have this thing where we basically go to breakfast either Saturday or Sunday. Like we're getting older, we can't sleep in past the sun. So I think I was up until like 2 in the morning doing homework. Woke up at 8. I'm still in the bed trying to like sleep. She FaceTimes me around 9. I just answer like it's time to go get breakfast. She was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we went to Waffle House.
That's so cute. Yes,
Then she was
another favorite.
the day before she texts our group, one of our friend groups, and was like, "Y'all want a day drink at my house tomorrow?" So
That
after
sounds like a
Waffle
good old
House,
time.
we went to her house and were legit like had way too much liquor because it was just four of us, me, Haley, and two of our friends. It was just we had like 8 bottles of liquor, big
Don't
ones.
be. They ain't drink it all though.
No, we didn't drink it all at
I was
all.
just
So
because I ain't want
Haley,
people to be getting the wrong idea like y'all was some
no,
alcoholics
not
or
at all,
something.
no. And while I was getting ready to go to O's birthday dinner, Haley was like, y'all gonna have to tell O to come back here because I didn't get an invite. He gonna have to take a shot with me. And I was
Oh,
like, okay, bet.
girl.
He's like, yeah, and we got all this liquor, like, just tell everybody to pull up afterwards. So I'm like, okay. And I did, and not thinking that people would actually come. You know how people are like, oh yeah, we'll probably stop by, but no, they actually
Not our
stopped
people, not
by.
our family. Oh, we pulling up.
They pulled up, and it was like 4 birthdays too. That was all wrapped
Right.
up. It was so many birthdays, so we were taking a lot of shots for a lot of birthdays.
Oh,
It was
wow. A lot of
insane.
shots,
And
huh?
you know,
How many
Haley's
shots?
house, Haley said by the end of the night she had taken like 15 shots.
Oh, God. I'd
But
be on the floor.
they were somewhere like mixed shots, half shots,
Yeah,
all this. But you know, Haley's house is like the deluxe apartment
it
in the
is.
sky high
It
high.
is
So everyone,
absolutely.
it's
Hi,
always
hi,
a
hi.
vibe. It's always a vibe when you pull up at Haley's house. So
It is.
it was nice. But this leads me to tonight's topic. So y'all saw we want to talk about basically like dating approaches, and it made me think about it because one of Brandon and O's friends from the after party, I don't think I was in the room, I just caught the tail end, but I think one of the women, she was talking about like the list that she had when she was dating. Pretty much all of Brandon's friends are married or in long-term committed relationships. It's the most adorable thing. Like it was so sweet. Everybody's married or in long-term relationships, and she was with
It
her
depends
and
on who
her.
you ask. No, I'm kidding.
you're you're
Kidding.
out of control, man.
Kidding. Blah,
You're
blah,
out of
blah, blah.
control, man. um, yeah, so one of the women, her and her husband were there. She was talking about how I believe how she had a long list of criteria when she was dating, and
Mm.
that made one of Brandon's other friends say something along the lines of, women, y'all have this crazy long list. Meanwhile, dudes just kind of winging it. Like we got like two, three things maybe.
Mm.
So I just wanted to make sure like we had my brother in the mix while we talking about this, because I actually don't believe, I don't that's shock, that's like, is that a true thing? So you know what I'm saying, let's get into it, brother.
Let's get into it.
What say you now? It
What say
is the
you? Say
list.
you what?
What, give me your thoughts on this overall.
As a
With it,
single,
but
can we say you're single, right? Because
yeah,
you're a single male, and I would assume, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but I would assume you're still open to finding the one. So
Oh
you are
God, he's
no,
something
yes,
else.
I'm open
maybe,
to it. I'm
yes, no,
open to
maybe
it. I
so.
think it's more complicated than yes or no to that one, but
Little
I
thing, gray
Interesting.
area.
Okay,
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 it's
okay,
my
we'll go
total,
with
yeah,
that.
gray area
It's,
with me
yeah, we can
always.
work with that. We can work with that. But
okay.
given your gray area stance right now, what say you, as Lauren said? How do you have a long list, a short list, a medium sized list? Tell us the deets. Give it to us. Straight.
So
Straight, no chaser.
I I don't have a long list.
Okay.
I think it always depends on where you're at, what your recent experiences have been. So I think now I just feel like I want somebody who, and I always say emotional intelligence, which, but I just feel like the relationships that I don't like and want to avoid are relationships that are emotionally draining and you don't know why and it don't make sense. You're like, this doesn't make sense.
Mm,
Man, this
Ooh.
is taking so much of my energy. And that's what I want. I'm like, that's what I'm
yeah,
looking
that's
for. I'm
deep.
like, I need somebody who understands their emotions. If you do take my
Mm.
energy, understand why and understand how to stop. And kind of that is I
Okay,
think
so
that's the
that's the
only
premise.
thing I need. I think
Wait a
that's
minute.
all
That's
I
the
need.
only thing.
No.
Only thing I need. I don't need much. I don't think so.
Hold on. Wait. Let's
So she can
rewind.
look like Princess Fiona from Shrek.
Fiona.
See,
And
but I will say, that's
did you say you
I
only? You said that's the only thing, brother. Come on now.
He
For real.
literally
I think
said that's the
so.
only thing.
I think so. I think the looks. I've met people to where I did not think they were attractive at first, and then like you
Know
just hang
them.
around them, and you're like, oh, that person is gorgeous now.
Okay.
Like I think
Okay.
looks
Mm.
are really way more on a scale. Like I'm not joking. I think sometimes I'm attracted to different body types. Like I'll be attracted to an athletic girl sometime in the season, and the next thing you know, I'm attracted to a thick girl. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't
Thick girls
know.
is in. You know what I'm
I don't.
saying?
Yeah, my as far as attraction goes, physical attraction. I don't think I can. Yeah, it's on the list,
You,
but what does that mean? I don't know what
what does
that
that
means.
really
I
measure
got you.
out to be?
As long as
So,
you
Yeah,
are attracted
wow.
to them, it's not
yeah.
like, oh, it has
It's
to
not
come in this.
a.
In some area, not just physical looks. It doesn't have to be an attraction. Just
Well, and
off,
that can
off
grow.
of
That can
That's
change
that
true.
can
too.
grow.
Like physical
Yeah.
attraction is yeah.
That's
So I would.
interesting because you
So
know what? Not to cut you off, but typically when I've heard of this or had these type of conversations, I've been living longer than y'all, so I done heard some
Barely.
conversations. Um, but usually I hear women that are the ones that are saying that um somebody play international. Oh shoot! Cousin, that's
Wait, is
my
that the
jam
one?
right there.
Is that one?
Outcast. Nah,
No,
that's
that's
the
Spody.
that's the
What's
I
international
that's
typed
beef?
the
the
letter to
the
the that used to be.
to
That I choose is cutie pie and who I wanna
who
be.
wants to be.
I apologize if this
Apologize.
message
It's a
gets you
message get
down.
you down.
But I
But I
see
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 CC
every
every
girl that I
girl that
see
I
see
see
around
see round
town.
town. Come on.
I love that. I
Come
love that
on
song.
now. That's now.
Yeah,
Andre
that's the one.
3000.
Dang, that's what we should have titled the episode.
But
Uh,
no, seriously, most of the times I hear women, and I wonder if it's a different perspective because you're now kind of experienced in the dating scene, you're older, you know what you like want, you're established. But most of the times I hear women say, even when I was younger, I was the same way. I was like, looks don't necessarily mean a lot to me because it's the personality, kind of like what you were saying. You fall in love with a person. I know for a fact, I've seen some people that offer the rip. I'm like, they're not somebody that I would necessarily, but then you get to know them and their personality, and they're funny, they're intelligent, and you're like, oh my God, I just love this person. I typically don't hear men, I don't think I've ever heard a man say that they're not attracted to a woman for her features or the way she looks. And it could potentially come with time based on how attracted to you are, I guess they're the inside of them versus the outer appearance. So that's interesting to hear your perspective from a.
I've heard it a couple of times, and I think it was from older people at the time.
Okay, so I think
And
that
I
might be
think
what
when
it
you get
is.
older, of course, Dad told me a story about a woman. He was like, I didn't think she was pregnant. Yeah, he had
We
the
both
whole
just put
thing.
our.
Yeah, but he was one of the people that told me that.
He also likes a nappy head. I
He likes
mean,
a nappy head. So
I'll
I
tell you
do
that.
think it's an older thing. And also I think it's I think it's just where you're at with your relationship, like in
In
your
your
life with
dating.
relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
That's true. Interesting. Anybody out there in the comments? What y'all think? How y'all feel about that?
Yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think because that is pretty interesting. I feel like I have more things for sure on my list, but there's still I feel like there's still just a one main thing like Brandon. Brandon saying
Yeah.
he wants someone emotionally intelligent. I mainly want someone that I can trust with my life. Like that is the ultimate thing. I feel like that
Mhm.
encompasses essentially
Mhm.
all of the other little things that I'm really looking for. But I feel like the other two things on my list is somebody that is like I can be a friend, like we're really good friends and I can
Mhm.
have fun. That's important to me. And lastly, just I think Brandon is saying this. I don't feel like I have a type where it has to be like a certain package, but I do want to be attracted. I want there to be a
Yeah.
mutual, and I would say I want there to be mutual attraction. Like I
Right.
want both of us to be
Mhm.
mutually attracted to each other, even if it's not like okay, you're um I don't know,
Yeah.
Michael Ealy. I couldn't think of anyone, guys. I'm sorry.
What? You didn't say you didn't say your
Trevor
crush? Oh,
Noah, right?
I'm about to say
Trevor
now you
Noah,
you
Trevor Noah.
slipping.
I know. I just be saying stuff. I done told y'all that a million times. But sis, what about you? What may have been on well, you kinda hinted to it. Do you think that your list before marriage and honestly, like Brandon said, sorry, I'm
No,
to keep
go
going.
go. I'm gonna eat my
Like Brandon
sandwich.
said, okay. Like Brandon said, I think it depends on where you are in life. So
Mhm.
Brandon, like you said, he's in his 30s, established,
Mhm.
he's dated and had some experience in relationships and all of this. I got married, not too young, but young enough,
Mhm.
and divorced and have been single now for about 3 years. So I
Let
know
me
for
ask you before you start. Do you think your list of what you want in a partner changed from prior to you being married to now being divorced and single?
1000% yes, absolutely, which is to Brandon's point of I think it just depends on where you are in your phase of dating. Like my list, I feel like I don't even know that I had a real list when I was younger. I just wanted
Mm,
someone who was saved,
okay.
Christian,
Yes.
in church,
Hallelujah.
in church, and like charismatic. Those were legit like my only real criteria. Like I didn't really have a physical type, no
Hmm.
preference. I just kind of went with the wind. Those were the most important things to me. And now that's not, the most important thing to me. That's not even
Right.
really on my list at all.
Hmm.
I feel like all of those things that are on my list kind of include the shared faith, someone that I can trust with my life, even if they don't, practice Christianity or whatever their faith is the same way that I do. I don't know that that automatically excludes somebody from me even being open to dating them. Like not how it did
Mm.
past for sure. Like it was like a if you even talking about, you say but you don't go to church. I'm like, no, get up off me. But now I'm like,
Get up off me, sir.
yeah, I ain't the most faithful down to the pulpit myself. So
Woo!
you know what I'm
Tell the
saying? Let's
truth.
see what
Shame the
Haley says.
devil.
I think you have to be attracted to something, whether it's character, morals, or on a more simple level, common interest. I think from that point, it can grow if you allow it and are open to it. For sure.
yeah,
Nutshell, baby.
For sure.
No. No comment. No comment.
Yeah, Mout said people mentally and emotionally change. Okay, this is a
Now that's
perfect
good. That's
point
good.
because
Yes.
in a marriage, I think, Nisa, maybe you could speak to that because in a marriage,
Yeah.
people mentally and emotionally change over time.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
maybe you could speak to how those type of expectations change
I
in marriage.
Yeah, I think for me, I did early on. I had a long list of, got to be this very calculated, late and strategic before you really get out into the world and experience things to know. It's like you got to actually experience it before you decide you want to this and this. Um, but now that I have been divorced and remarried, I think that, of course, my list definitely narrowed down, but as Malcolm said, people do change. You when you're married, and especially for people that go through seasons where they've been married for a long time, they're like, you're literally growing and entering different phases and different stages of your life. And each phase and each stage is different. And so I think that's why, for me, we have to have that strong foundation and making sure that we are connecting in on just more than a physical level, because at that
Yeah.
point, how are we going to successfully grow together when you're changing in different ways, I'm changing in different ways? It's hard for each of us to be changing. It's actually easy for both of us to be changing and then going into separate directions, but the hard part comes when we're both changing, we're both evolving, and we actually are successfully able to go along in this journey together in the right direction. So I think for me, someone who, when I went into the relationship with my husband, I was really just now starting my, you know, mental health and managing my emotions and my mental well-being, from the faith aspect to the on a different spectrum. So my thing was, I knew that there are a lot of black men and just people in general that aren't necessarily for therapy or counseling, and that was something that it was really um, important to me, because I understand that I don't always think like the next person, and the next person may not think like me. And even though we might have good intentions, sometimes it just takes someone else to kind of put things in perspective so that we both
Hmm.
get on the same page. So for me, it was important that someone would be receptive of, hey, let's just go to counseling, even if it's a check-in, or let's go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure we're taking care of our mental health individually and together as a team. Because again, as Malcolm stated, you grow emotionally and mentally, different phases, different stages of your lives. And sometimes it's hard as individuals to know how to manage that if you're both growing at different spaces and different places.
Yeah.
How do you manage that by yourself? You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can, by the grace of God, because we know people out there doing it. But as the older, because I got married a little older and I was already kind of set in my ways, and it can be difficult to gel with someone when you've already been living your life and moving a certain way, but I wanted to be able to come to a relationship where I was open to be like, listen, I want to receive and hear what you're saying. And I know it's because I know it's coming from a place of love. And I want us to grow together. So, how can we grow together successfully and not just hit a brick in
Yeah.
the wall every single time, banging our heads against the wall because we don't know how to, the friction, and we don't know how to really get over the hump. So for me, it was definitely being in control of like the mental health and working together to make sure that we were just a solid team, you know?
Yeah. That's a really good. That's a really like. I think that's like extremely powerful component and key to a
Hmm.
lasting relationship, especially marriage.
Hmm.
But really, any any relationship, I feel like
Hmm.
could benefit from that particular tool. I wanted to ask Brother B. Brother B's name is Brandon, y'all.
We
His
can
name is
say,
Brandon. We try to
man, well, we
save
try.
his identity like the feds are coming after him or something. His name is Brandon, y'all. B, what do you think? Do you think that men's approach to dating and women's approach to dating is like extremely different? You know how they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or whichever way it
Mhm.
goes. Do you think that notion holds true in our approaches to dating just at this phase? Maybe at 20 or 50 is different, but at this stage in your life.
This is a little harder to answer. I would have said, I feel like I would have said uh, no before listening to y'all podcast. To be totally honest, I really think after listening to y'all podcast, I know Lisa was
Look
you were
at us.
talking about just
Wow.
so I think it's different because it was one podcast. Lisa, you were talking about how you know like even if you give advice with your friends, you have to like consider their feelings and be like, do you want advice or do you just want to hear or whatever. And I feel like I'm assuming, not being a woman, I don't know this,
Mm.
but I'm assuming that y'all are more maybe considerate of like feelings and that type of thing. I don't think guys take that approach as much. I feel like, man, I don't know. I feel like when I approach dating, it is kind of like, does he like me? Do I like her? It's like a simple. It's kind of like a simple thing. Does he
Mhm.
like me? What? I mean, this might be me, but what
Check the
level of
box. Yes, no,
crazy?
maybe
What
so.
level of
What level of
crazy?
crazy? Is she too crazy?
Now, if she on 10, I needed to bring it to like
Just a
a
little bit crazy,
7.
then, trying to work some things out.
Balance it out, baby. Balance it out.
Like, but if she too crazy, yeah, then you kind of like no. But yeah, I don't. I think the approach. I think the approach is a lot simpler. And I thought it was simple for everybody, but I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. I think it's a lot simpler probably for guys. At least the dating part. I do think
Specifically, how so though? Like, how? What do you think makes it the
so.
guys' approach so much more like
I
simple?
I think guys are willing, and this is the dating part. I think
Mhm.
marriage is a different thing,
Yeah.
right? But I think dating, again, I really think guys are kind of like, hey, I hate to say this. No,
Go
I don't
ahead.
know. Well, I
Say
was
it.
gonna say I don't think that I would have to like any girl that I date would have to be able to hang with the family or introduce. Like I'll date you if we can
We just
still
having a good
go.
time.
Yeah, we can go out and hang out, me and you, and maybe you'll come and say hey to the family, but you ain't gotta really be able to hang. Now, if it's somebody I want married, then that's a different story. But
That's
dating,
true.
I think my assumption is, and y'all let me know if I think I assume that women think more about that marriage, like to be able to
Hmm.
date somebody.
Date
You're like,
to marry.
can I marry? I think guys are probably like, if I can date them, let's see if it goes to marriage. It might, but like it's just like,
Wow.
can I date them?
That's a
Mm.
good
Yeah,
that's a
maybe it
good
gets to
conversation.
Ooh.
That's
Listen,
good, brother, because literally I was just thinking
very
like
good.
most of the times, and maybe I'm not saying most of the times. I will just speak from my experience when I was dating. When I was dating, it was literally from a place of I am dating with a purpose. I am not and there were times in my life where honestly, there were times in my life where I was just like I don't have time. I don't want to date. I want to be single. So it was a relaxed date dating scene. Like, oh, me and you can go to the movies, or oh, we can go out to eat, kind of like what you're saying. But the very clear distinction that I made sure that I was making when I was in the dating world was, whomever I was dating, I wanted to be very clear. Hey, here's where I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get into nothing, or you know what? No, I'm not dating anybody at this time, because right now I want to be dating for with a purpose. So I was very clear in, I don't want nobody to be misconfused or misconstrued on what's going on. Like, I don't want you to think that we're dating with a purpose, but I'm like, no, this is casual, and you over here thinking, well, no, I want you to be wifey, or vice versa, kind of like what you're saying. So when you are dating and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna see where it goes, do you ever run into women that like are coming in strong, like, you
Coming in
know,
hot.
they coming in hot, like, you know, I don't know if it's the first date or the second date, whatever date, but are they like, yeah, you know, I want to get married, and I want to have 2 kids, and I want to blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. Because my thing at this point in your dating, I was about to say career, like it's an actual job.
You know, at this point,
Who knows? Um,
cut the
at
man
this
a check, man.
right.
Cut the man a check.
But at this point, are you like going into dating, and you can tell us or not, but are you going into dating like, hey, I'm just here to have a
I'm here
good
for a
time.
good
I'm
time,
having a
not a
good time,
long
not a long
time.
time, right?
I don't go into it just like I'm not trying to have a long time. I don't go into it with that thought. Like, if it happens, it happens. So yes, the start is like, yeah, if I can have a good time with you, if we can have fun, then that works. Now, if it does go long and goes into something deeper, then that's great as well. If it doesn't, I still had a fun time while it lasted. So I think now definitely though I've had a person that was real heavy on like marriage, kids, like almost immediately. The funny thing is too, I don't know. I feel like when she would make comments, I don't know if I want to tell y'all, but I'll tell y'all about the comment.
Okay.
It's hilarious to me, but I told it to other people, they didn't think so.
Oh God, sounds like she was one of the crazy ones.
She was like, yeah, and we can have kids, and it'll be named Brandon Jr.
Wait, how far down the line? How many days have y'all been on?
This might have been like the third or fourth.
Dang
We
it.
talked a lot on the phone, but still we only talked on the phone for like maybe 4 months, and then she kind of.
4 months is actually a longer time than okay. I didn't think you were
Okay.
gonna say 4 months.
I thought you were about to say four
But
days.
that said, though, it was a lot stronger because we talked on the phone as friends, like for a good 2-3 months,
Before.
and then we talked on the phone. You know what? No, we talked on the phone. We talked on the phone for 4 months as friends, and then like on the third date, that is what she said.
Okay, that does change it.
So yeah, no, it was a strong
She was
statement.
coming in hot. She was
coming in hot.
But no, that was the funny thing was, to me, she said that, and I was like, it wouldn't be Brandon Jr., it would be Richard Jr. It wouldn't even be Brandon.
You don't even know my
You
real
don't even
name.
know her real first name. Talk
Get
about
off.
we gonna have kids. Now you hush.
My real name. Y'all know all my names now.
I know we was trying to conceal his identity. Now they know everything about him.
I thought that was funny. That was the first thing that came into my head.
That is funny.
That ain't gonna work.
That you know what?
That kid name.
Now who is he named after? Okay, now you got some explaining to do, woman. Who was Brandon? Who's senior? Who was Brandon senior? Is what I want to know. Okay.
We know who the junior is, but we don't know who senior is.
Now
That is
get out.
hilarious. Y'all are silly.
Man, okay, this is really interesting. I do think there's so many approaches to dating. I don't even at this point. I'm like, I don't think it's a gender thing. I really think it's just a person to person thing. Because
Yeah, yeah, I
even
think so.
even when I was dating pre my marriage, all about like, oh, I want to be married. I don't recall being the girl that would be like, oh yeah, and when we get married, and oh, and unless the guy bought it up, like it would be we in a relationship for a year and a half, and finally we like, oh yeah, where you see this going, like they would ask me, and I'm like, oh, I could see it going a long distance, and even now dating, I guess you made such a good point, and I would love for maybe if there's any guys still on the chat, if y'all could maybe speak to that, your experience with women maybe approaching dating as something looking for like a husband, where guys may seem to, if that's been your experience, where you guys have just approached it more so like, oh, if I can have a good time, we can just
Yeah.
kick it. And I do feel like this is post divorce, this was the first time where I was able to have that type of experience, or allowed myself to have that type of experience. The thing that I feel like I've run into, there are two different things. One, uh, someone maybe get a little bit more invested than I feel like I'm ready for. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, I end up having a conversation like, hey, I really do like hanging out with you, and I do like dating you. I just don't feel like I'm in a place where I'm ready to move past, deeper than where we are currently. Not
Mhm.
yet. It's not saying that I wouldn't be open to it in the future, but I don't want you to like
Be misled or
be
anything.
misled
Yeah.
or miss out on someone who is open
Mhm.
to that right now, if that's what you're looking for. And on the opposite end of the coin, sometimes it's like, oh, I actually do like this person a little bit more than I intended to. um Now I really do wish that they were giving a little bit more. I wish I
Mhm.
knew a little bit more about where they saw this going, but maybe it's pride, maybe it's ego. I'm not gonna be the one to ask. Like, I'm not asking
Mm.
those questions, so it's kind of like I'll end up maybe pumping the brakes on that. Like, hey, this was fun.
Mm.
I had a good time. I think I'm gonna bow out gracefully
Mm.
here before like I continue to.
Dang,
So
that's
that's I think that's the
interesting.
whole problem with that approach to dating. Like, maybe it's not a problem, it's just a thing to be aware of. Like, you're gonna eventually run into a wall where either that person is like, okay, we are having fun, we are having
We,
a good time,
yeah,
what are we doing, where is this
right.
going? Or we like, oh, we are having a good, and I'm asking, okay, where is this going, what are we doing? I don't know if you're ever gonna
Yeah.
be in a long-term dating where it's like, oh yeah, I don't, 2 years later, yeah, we're still having a good time, and I don't care if they gel with my family as long as we having a good time together.
Yeah.
That has like an expiration date, and it might last for a very long time. It might last 2 years, might last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But
Yeah.
at what point does that whole dating become just like, what am I doing? I was 25 when we
Yeah.
first started dating. I'm
But
42.
you know what? That is important too, because you do hear stories where no lie, my husband had me watching this series the
I
other
just wanted
day.
to hear this. Something stood out to me in the comments that said, "You are right, Lauren." As soon as I saw that, I just said, "Oh, now we got to highlight." It's been a couple of comments, but I saw "You are
It
right,
seems
Lauren."
like it's hard to date a
Thank
good
you.
person that doesn't want more. You are right, Lauren. But you know what? There, I think
No,
what
I
you
didn't
what
want to
you
derail you from. Sis, what were
no,
you about to
no,
say?
but
Okay.
no, what you were saying, in terms of, oh well, maybe I'm feeling this person a little more, and I don't want to be the one to bring it up. I think in some relationships, you hear of women that are in relationships for 10 years and they never, and now at 10 years their partner is wondering why they mad and upset, and now all of a sudden they want to get married. But truth be told, they've been wanting to get married, they just didn't want to have that difficult
Yeah,
conversation. And I think
totally.
that is for me that was another big important piece. Like, I just can't be communicating. I'm a communicator, so I need someone that is going to be able to effectively communicate. That's another quality of mine. We
Hmm.
can't just be communicating, we got to effectively communicate. If I feel like we you on one page and I'm on another, how are we gonna get back on the same page? We're gonna have this different conversation so we can figure this out. Because if we can't figure it out, then
What are we doing?
exit left. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
at some point. So I think that because a lot sometimes people aren't effectively communicating how they feel and what they want out of a relationship, because it's not just about what the other person wants, but it goes both ways. Are you really going to be that person that's going to communicate, okay, you know what, I just got to bite the bullet and tell this person, you know what, I really do like you. I'm not saying that we got to be there right now, but I don't want this to go, you know, 6 months to a year and we're still stuck trying to figure out what are we doing. I want you to know that I like you, and I hope that eventually we can move forward with seeing where that next steps takes us. It doesn't mean marriage. It just means, okay, we go from dating to now we're in a committed relationship. And then, okay, this committed relationship is working. Now let's start talking about something, So it's about
Yeah.
effectively communicating how you feel, and inviting that person to also effectively communicate how they feel. And we're human. You might get your feelings hurt, but hey,
Yeah.
again, exit left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say this one thing. I was watching this show. It was this movie. It was insane. I cried laughing. Called Bros. It's a gay rom com.
Oh Jesus,
It was like a big
that's
thing though when it
hilarious.
came out in theaters, and it was like the first one of its kind. And
When
I
you
remember
said a rom com, I didn't expect you to
No,
say that.
I
Okay, go
remember
ahead.
seeing the previews and was like, you know what, I kind of want to see that. And I saw that it came out on, I think it's Amazon Prime, I guess for Pride Month. I watched that and
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
cackled. But at the end, the funny thing was, but it was funny, but it was like so like, oh my gosh, I
Very
need to
thought
try this.
provoking.
They were getting in a wanted to like explore getting into a relationship. It reminded me of this when you were saying, first we can date, then maybe we can be in a committed relationship, see where it goes. He asked the guy like, hey, almost like a proposal, like, will you date me exclusively for 3 months and then we can reassess? I was like, I'm adding that to the script. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That's
That's a
a
good one.
good one.
Can we date
Oh,
for exclusively for 3 months? And then we can check back in at 3 months, 90 days, baby.
90 days, baby.
How's this
Come
going?
on. What's the
Because
good? What's the bad? What's the
y-
ugly?
you feel me now. Do I need to, what you say, exit stage left? Or can we keep on easing on down the road? Which
Come
way we
on,
gonna go with
somebody.
this?
Which way? Yes, I
I
like
really
these
do
points.
think that
Oh,
that's a good thing.
yes.
I think that could like I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's an age thing. I'm sure it's an experience thing, but the longer you go, I definitely feel like it's just like I don't want to overcomplicate what the F it is that I'm doing with dating. It does not have to be complicated. Like Brandon said, don't nobody want nobody emotionally draining. Like, bro,
Oh,
I work, I do other things. I got regular life, bills. I'm not about to. It's not that I'm not saying I don't expect to have to deal with the hard stuff in a relationship. It's just
but unnecessary hard stuff. Like, what's the
draining.
reason?
Just the
What's the
unnecessary stuff.
why
Like,
we got to do
Yeah,
this?
just don't make no
This
sense.
this don't make no sense. Come on now.
draining is a strong word though. Like I don't want nobody, nothing in my life that's
Depleting
draining me.
my energy?
Whoo,
No, 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 no,
that's
no. I
crazy.
need all my energy. I
Yeah,
need. That's why
draining me, it's like you pulling everything out of me and not
sucking the
pouring
life
nothing
out of
into
me.
me. At least with my
Yes,
job, I might be burnt out, but
you
I
got
got
that
that
paycheck.
401k. I got that paycheck.
Right.
I got it's pouring back into me in some way. Like nobody wants to be in a one-sided
Yeah,
relationship. So I totally feel that.
yeah.
I wanted to ask this too, before we get off of here. Nisa, you had a question that we spoke about before. You and I wanted to see Brandon's take on it. It's a little bit off topic, but still in the realm of date relationships. Let me highlight this comment really quickly before we go. Folks gotta walk slow with approaching relationship. It legit takes time, and nowadays we feel. Oh, okay. I think you had some more. Maybe like we feel so pressed for time. There we go. And nowadays we feel so pressed for time. So 100%. 100%. That's also a thing. But
Yeah.
another question I wanted to ask, brother, do you think that relationships are 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Um. Yeah, this is a gray area again. I don't necessarily feel like they need to be 50-50.
Mhm.
I kind of feel like some people, you got to know the person, but I would be fine if I had to give more, as long as the person I'm with knows what to give, like what's important to me that
Mhm.
you need to give, and then I can give the rest. I don't need you to do 50-50 with me. Just give me what I need, and I can give you how much ever you need. And I don't know. That's what I think a relationship.
That's a really good point.
That is good.
Dang,
You know.
No, that's good.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So I think some people need more. Some
Um,
people need less. You know.
that's
Some people
true.
don't need much, and they can make a relationship work
Mm,
with little.
that's true. I think
Really
I
good
I
point.
recently heard a podcast with um I always say her name wrong, but I love her. I read her books and I saw all of her TED talks. Brennan
Brene Brown.
Brene Brown, where she says, you know, in her marriage, she's like, it's not 50-50. And even Michelle Obama has recently been talking about that too. But Brené Brown said that there are some times when she walks in the house and she tells her husband, listen, I got a solid 20 in me today. She's like, and that means, you know, okay. He's like, all right, well, I got you covered with the other 80. You know what I'm saying? And she said, we do that. And because we understand that this is not a 50-50, sometimes I might be on the low scale because I'm emotionally drained. Things are going, hectic, whatever. And I tell you, I just don't, I can't do more than 20% in this very moment. And so that allows him to be like, you know what? I can cover the rest. I got you. And vice versa. And then she was also like, but there are times where we both come together and we like, all right, I got 25, you got 25. Um, and that means they both have to come to the table, sit down together, get a plan, and work it to say how we're going to come up with the other 50. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I thought that was so important because we don't always look at it like that, and I think people don't realize that I ain't always got to have my 50. You ain't always got to have your 50. There, literally this week, walked in the house, I was drained. I'm just recovering from being sick. I had a lot of stuff to do. Y'all know I'm still teaching classes. It was finals, and it was just hectic. I walked in the house and I was like, "Listen, I don't have it today, y'all. I don't have the energy. I'm sorry if there's anything pressing that we need to talk about. Let me know. But right now, I don't have it in me. I don't. If I could just be in silence and just in my domain, I don't really have much to give today. And it's not that I don't love you, but I'm letting you know that hey, this is all I got right now because I'm on the edge and I don't want
yeah.
to jump. I don't want to jump. So before you make me jump, just know I'm telling you I got about 20% in me. And that's all I can give. So don't push me for
Because I'm close to the edge.
don't push me for even 30%. I'm telling you,
Oh,
I got 20%. Don't push me.
yeah.
But seriously, I think it's important. Again, effectively communicating. I have to tell my spouse, I don't, I can't talk about a lot of stuff today. My brain, I can't. Like there are some days where I just need to. And vice versa. He had a hard day. What you need me to do? You want to talk about it, or you just want to sit in silence? Just talk through it and figure out what works best for you. So yeah, I think that's a good point, brother. What you make your point as well. It's not a 50-50 thing in my opinion either. So
That's a really good point. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think when you talk about like, okay, as long as you give me what I need,
hmm
that is, you know
that's
what? I think
powerful.
sometimes, yeah, I think sometimes it just rolls off the tongue so easily. Like, it's easy to give what we need. I know I feel like one of the things that has been like a thing that I've noticed with me is when I come across a guy that shockingly a lot of guys will tell you what have told me what they need, and a lot of times is when I hear the I need words of affirmation. I'm like,
I know.
I'm not good at that.
Ooh, I know. That's me too.
I
I ain't good at
it
it.
sounds like such an easy thing. It is. It should be, but it's not an easy. For me, that
Looking
feels
up
like
my
I'm
phone like
giving
you is
Chat
kind.
GPT. Give
You
me words
is
of information for
you
a black man that's
in
37
America.
that lives in
In
Atlanta.
America.
What a word. What a give me that. Okay, let me send that text.
I have
Thank
to
you.
look up words for affirmations.
I mean I don't want to keep putting it out there that I'm not good at it. I would be willing to
Yeah.
absolutely work on it, but that's just one of the things that I've noticed. It's not my strong suit. So just hearing it from your perspective, brother, like okay,
As long
if
as
a
you know what I
woman were
need.
to give
Yeah.
you what you need, and I don't know what it is, but let's just say for instance it is words of affirmation. You're saying I will give you all of the other love languages as long as you give me words of affirmation. And for that woman, if she's like me, it's almost like she has to fight tooth and nail to show up with those words of affirmation, even though it's just one. And that
Mhm.
is a callback
Mm.
to the way that women approach relationships, because I do think that women also would be willing to do that, even if it's someone that I
Yeah.
feel like, even just like
Mhm.
I just like you as a human being. We have fun. You're telling me you need words of affirmation. All right, my boy. The
You
line
got
is
it.
the line is fresh. You put juices and berries in that beer. What you doing? Look at you. My God, it's thriving. So I'm just, but then, so it's like, okay, I can try, but when it I feel like
Sizzle.
it's not an easy ask. So even though that it's one words of affirmation might be that 50%, while all the other words of are love languages, one words of affirmation might be that 50%. On top of doing everything else that she's doing, she's also making a concerted effort, something so far outside of her nature, to show up and provide you with something that you explicitly said that you need, which is words of affirmation. Yes, you may be doing physical touch, acts of
Yeah.
service, quality time, and gifts, but it might not even equal 25% to you. That might be like, oh, I could do this in my sleep. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing. So I do think that that is a really, really good thing to like take away from this conversation for me myself personally, is just being mindful of what I'm asking people for and not discounting how they are giving me what I've asked for, and also
Mhm.
being mindful of what they're asking me for, and even being able to communicate to them, to your point, sis, like, hey, I know that you're saying you need this from me. This is actually a little bit more difficult for me to
Yeah.
provide. So if you could just be patient with me, perhaps, give me some examples of how this has looked for you, or how this need has not been met for you in the past, and how you want it to be met for you in your relationship. And hopefully they'll give me that same courtesy, and we can make something shake. But
No, I
that's
think that's
that's really
important.
good.
Love you.
Oh, let me
Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna put y'all on pause. Y'all keep talking.
okay, let me just highlight Haley's comment. Oh, actually, I think Haley had something up here to say, and I want to say hey to Nisi. Hey, cuz. So Haley says, I think it's individual based. Just tell me and communicate what you need. And in my experience, the guys I've dated couldn't communicate that. They would. Okay, I'm the guys that you've dated.
You is a Lauren. Your
Oh,
mouth.
woo!
Nasty.
Call me out. All right. And then Haley says, and what you need is priceless. It isn't a scale of 50-50. It's that my partner and I'm willing to make sure he's good. So we're good to the best. Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Yes, came in the chat.
Who came in the chat?
Oh my
You gonna make me
gosh.
cry.
I
Now I'm gonna cry. Now
know.
I'm gonna cry.
Hi, y'all.
How you doing? We love
We
you.
love you. Oh,
No, but that was
love
very
that.
key, Lauren. I love the fact that this is what I think we need to understand is that you're actually recognizing that, oh, okay, words of affirmation. You hyping yourself up. You're like, I got this. I got this. I can do this. I can do this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At least you're acknowledging that it might not be your strong suit. However, you're being mindful to make an effort to provide the words of affirmation, and that can be a process. I mean,
Yeah.
you can work through that. I know that's for me. Like, one of the things that I told my spouse early on was, yeah, I you know, please don't buy me gifts. Like, he was just showering me with gifts, and I'm like, you bought me, like, I know that sounds really, I'm not trying to sound like ungrateful, but I'm like, no, you don't, please don't buy me any more gifts. Like, that's not what I want. And so we had to have that conversation. Okay, this is what I am looking for. This is what gives me, like, okay, a sense of we are in this relationship. We really gel, and so we had to have those conversations to let each other know. Vice versa, he had to let me know, and it was one of those things where it was like, I gotta work on that.
She's stuttering now. She's
Six
stuttering now.
years later, I still have improvement, but it's a learning process, and it's not the fact that I'm purposefully not doing it. I acknowledge it. I accept the challenge, okay? And I show up. I show up. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm not showing up, call me on my BS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Respectfully.
saying? Respectfully.
This I know that we are running out of time, but I do want to ask one more question I just thought of. We're all at various phases. Nisa, you're married. You
Mhm.
were married previously. You were single for a while as a single
Mhm.
mother. You are now in a marriage. You've been with your husband for 6 years, married for 3. I am single, divorced. I've been divorced for about 3 years. I was married for about 5 years with my ex for like 7-ish years. Brandon, you are single. You had long-term relationships throughout your life, and you are looking to be partnered with someone
Maybe.
for maybe.
Gray
It's a
area.
Yeah, I
gray
was about
area.
to say, let's.
You're open
I'm
potentially
open.
to
It's a gray
be.
area.
It's a gray area. Okay, fine.
Leave it at that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I want to know whatever. Maybe not. Let's take out the traditional term relationship, but whatever relationship means to you. How do you know, sis? How did you know when you are ready to go beyond the we're just dating, we're having fun? I'm ready to consider something more serious, more long term. However you define that. I guess I'll start. It made me think of this because since you said at least you acknowledge, your shortcomings and all things that you want to improve on. I am really legitimately in real time trying to determine how I will know when I'm ready to take on the responsibility of partnering with someone. Like, one of the
Mm,
things that I feel like I'm very aware of, two of the things. One thing is, is it good enough just to acknowledge it and to be aware of it and not aggressively pursue improving and changing it? Um, and I don't know what all that means. So maybe for someone, aggressively pursuing to change that is, talking and checking in with them once a week. Maybe for someone else, it's like, oh no, you need to jump through loops of fire every week to prove that you. And I'm also trying to figure out what that means for me. Can I acknowledge when someone is aware of what I've requested, what I require, and they are working towards it? And what does working towards it look like? What is enough for me? And am I willing to provide the whatever is enough for them? And then the
mhm.
second thing is sensitive triggers. Like, I think post
Mm.
divorce, a lot of times it feels like a pressure to perform and be like, oh, I want to show everybody I'm okay. I got my lockdown time. I'm a supervisor. I'm doing it. I'm all right. But I'm
But
not
you
always.
are.
I'm not.
You
I'm
are
not.
doing it.
I'm not always okay I just want some spaghetti
Okay.
when I get home from
You
work
you don't you
from my
say it
boo.
because you know mama gonna be mad. Don't
From
say
my
it.
boo. You see, I
But
changed it up. From my boo,
mama
because
gonna be mad. Don't say
she gonna
that.
be
Don't
she
say
gonna cuss
that.
me out. She ain't gonna cuss me out
She
though.
ain't gonna cuss you out. She
But
gonna bless you out. Ow. She gonna
oh,
bless you out.
hello. But those are two things. Sensitive triggers. I dating is also like highlighting sometimes. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that
Say,
was
hold
actually
up. I
maybe
can't deal with
that
you.
might have been a pink or yellow flag, but when I tell
Woo!
you it was blaring red and on fire, and the darn it burned
It
everything
was on
down to me.
fire.
Oh,
Oh
it almost
Jesus!
burned the whole community down when I
Come
saw
on.
it. Oh
What?
yeah, everything's gone. It's all ashes. I got to go. Where the fire extinguisher, y'all?
Exit left. Okay.
Exit. So for me, I feel like when I can get a handle on these sensitive triggers of mine,
Child.
based on the things that I've been through, it's like, okay, he just he just took a little dodge to the left. He wasn't about to take it all the way to the extreme. I'm like, no. See,
You
now I got to ghost you.
now I got to cut
Now
you. No,
we've
I'm
been
kidding.
talking for 6 months, but I don't even know this. I'm sorry to
I
this
don't know
mate.
this man.
If I saw him on the street, I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't even
know
know him.
a thing. I don't
I'm
know
sorry to this
you.
man.
This
I
yellow
hope I don't
light,
sound crazy.
this yellow flag you
I
want to throw in my face, got me thinking this whole
How dare
community about to
you?
burn down. So
Lauren, seriously, I
those
think
are those are like my two things. When I can get a handle on these sensitive triggers and not thinking everything is a red flag, because my God, it's all a red flag for me these days. Red, red, red
every
everywhere
flag
I
is
look.
burning.
Ooh, I gotta get that under control. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. I got to get that
Oh
under
my
control.
God, I gotta take off my glasses, child.
That and trying to decide is being aware enough, or
No,
am I willing
it
to be
is.
aware and then work? What?
Lauren,
Yeah,
listen.
okay.
If
Listen to
you're
you.
not
She said,
pursuing,
don't
don't
listen to
listen
me,
to
but
me.
listen to me.
But
Okay.
if you're not pursuing the areas that you know you feel like you're lacking or you don't possess at this time, then maybe that's your answer. That is not the person for you. Because I feel like if that was the person, or
Okay,
if you
hold on.
saw a
Can you say that
future.
again? Please say that
Okay,
again.
so
If
you said, if I recognize these are the areas that I need to kind of improve in, or I'm lack thereof, but I'm not pursuing them, working
right.
to like, okay, I'm going to correct this, I'm going to do these things that I know I'm not doing, but you're like, I'm not pursuing it. Is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. I think that it just means you're not in that space to with that person. Maybe that is your answer. You are
I
not
feel you.
ready, or that is just not the your
Person.
person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
I feel like I feel like there is no, okay, how did you know? And there are some people that may say they knew. I knew as soon as I saw my husband, or as soon as I saw my wife,
Yeah.
it was
Oh, that's
love at
good.
first sight. um and maybe
Cat.
that's a thing. I've heard, but I think
Like
I
I don't know if I believe it. Say
I but
heard
I
like
think honestly, and also I think that the way that we were raised and the mother that we have, maybe it has a lot to do with how we, um I don't know, how our personalities are. Like, I'm not going into something like all fairy tale, and I'm also not going into all, I'm not all optimistic, or just thinking that it's going to be catastrophic and it's not going to work.
True.
Like, I have a positive outlook
Balance,
on life.
baby.
It's balanced. And so it's going to either happen or it ain't. You get what I'm saying? I ain't going to force it. That's for daggone sure.
Oh, I know
So the
what you wanted to
point
say.
of the matter is, when I feel like for me, it wasn't a matter of, I just knew. It was, okay, well, we're here, we're in this space, and there were each
Mm.
moments, different little things that I was like, that I noticed to be like, huh, you know what? That just piqued my interest. Maybe
Wow.
you could
Okay.
be the one. It was just
Okay.
little bitty things that just collectively continued to add up to be like,
Mhm.
I wasn't
Mhm.
looking for that in this person, but I think I found that in this person.
That's
You know what
good.
I'm saying? So I don't
That was
think
what I
you
was gonna ask.
necessarily
Like, were
have
you
to
even
look
looking?
for it.
Okay. Wow.
I
Okay.
absolutely wasn't looking for it. Absolutely,
Mhm.
100%. Yeah, y'all know. I mean, maybe Brandon don't know, but I wasn't. And so I think that that's okay. I don't think that it has to be, oh, I'm ready, or when do you know you're ready? I think you will know sometimes when it presents itself, when it's
Mm.
right there, it's slap
That's a
in your
good
face.
point.
Either it's gonna present itself or it's not. And in your case, if you're not pursuing it, because I do think that the people that you love and the people that you want to be with, you're going to do things that be like, you know what? Oh, I love this person too much. They said that this is what they need from me, words of affirmation. I'm gonna make every effort to make that happen. And so slowly but surely you find yourself in spaces where you feel like you wouldn't necessarily be in, but now you find yourself in that space and you're like, you know what? Well, maybe I do love you. It's possible.
That makes
So
sense.
What about for you, brother?
I don't know.
How,
Listen to Nisa, I feel like I'm like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be ready. I think somebody just go catch me slipping. They gonna be like, I can
any
get this
single
nigga.
ladies out
I
there,
think I think I can
yeah.
pull this dude.
Is she gonna be like?
I don't know if I'm ever gonna be ready. They just gonna catch me slipping one day, and I'm gonna put a ring on. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, I think
speaking into existence,
Wow. I
Jesus,
never thought I'd hear those words come out of your mouth.
hallelujah.
I'm joking.
I'm just kidding.
Never catch me slipping. No,
Oh,
no, no,
cue
no.
play international
I
players.
was literally just thinking that. Oh, that should.
Nah.
What
I'm
is
gonna
that
find the
about
song.
though? If you what can you elaborate maybe on the gray area if you're comfortable? Like you're saying you're not sure about being open to being in a relationship or
Oh,
marriage or
that is I had this conversation with people that I've dated. I enjoy my like a long time. Like I enjoy being by myself. I am a person. I think a lot of people say introverts is it's always on the scale. But yes, I am a person who like I calculate if I know
You're very
I have
calculated.
a whole bunch of weekends where I'm doing stuff with other people. I'm like, hey, look, I need a weekend to myself. I'm free, but I'll either make up a lot to not hang out with somebody, whatever, or I'll just tell them, hey, I just ain't got it in me.
You
Next
ain't got the
three
bandwidth. I ain't got the
weekends,
bandwidth.
yeah, next 3 weekends I'm gonna be hanging out. The crazy thing is though, during the week I'm usually by myself anyway, so it's not
But
I've
you're
had people
also
like Brandon.
working. You're also,
Yeah,
you have
exactly,
a life. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
So that said, I feel like I'm open to it because like I would never, if I really like somebody, I don't think I would fight it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I like him.
mm,
Let's see where it's going. If it keeps going, then I don't think I would stop it. I don't know. That's probably something I would go to therapy. Maybe I have sabotaged my relationships. I don't know, but I would like to think that I'm not.
I know a good therapist. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, hey, I
you
need some.
never know. You
Uh,
never know if you're sabotaging. I don't know
yeah,
either,
I'm
bruh.
like, I don't know if I'm sabotaging, but I would like to think that I'm not. But at the same time, yeah, no, I'm, I do feel like I'll be perfectly fine if I just end up by myself, and I think I'll be fine. Like I really do enjoy my time to myself.
Is that the
I go day, I can go days without talking to somebody on the phone, like
Mhm.
and I feel
I
so
mean, I'm married and
energized
got
that
kids, and I feel
that
the
third
same
day.
way sometimes. You
that's
get
what
what I'm
I'm wondering. I'm
saying? You
like, is
feel
that the
me?
So
primary thing? Because I feel like that's not an uncommon need
No
to just need
well, I think in my
space.
head though, I've been in relationships and it's like, it takes away from that, right? And a lot of times I'm like, that I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel like is this a psychopath? Because I'm just like I don't know how much
Probably.
I crave that human
Oh, you're
connection as
saying
far
you?
as
No, no, you're not a psychopath.
I was about to
but
say I'll fight somebody. They call you a psychopath.
Oh
Where's she at?
God,
Point her out.
cut her.
Fight her.
I think y'all been ready to fight a girl for
Okay.
me
Yes.
for
No,
the
I'm kidding.
longest. Y'all
Kidding.
just
I
was
don't
waiting.
fight.
She's not kidding.
Yeah, I think yeah.
We are ready.
I think
So
y'all been ready.
if
Stay
any of
ready. You ain't gotta
you
get ready, baby.
Yeah,
biddies out there try to bother brother B,
it's going down.
oh
Oops,
yeah,
upside the
But
head.
yuck, foo. That's all I got to say to
but
you.
Don't listen to her, y'all. Don't listen to her.
No, I was just gonna say I don't think I don't know if I crave that companionship or
Mm,
anything as much as I enjoy my own time. Like sometimes I'm like
mm.
I don't I'm
Ugh, you
I've
can't have
had it.
kids though.
I
Okay.
enjoy it. I'm gonna adopt. Well, I don't know how.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah, yeah,
hard
yeah.
to adopt if I'm single, and I
You'll never
honestly
have a long time.
also that's
That's what
another
I'm
thing.
saying.
Like I still enjoy my alone time to where I don't even know if I need kids. Like I'm like I volunteer at a Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
I'll be good. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
So
It's
it's yeah. I don't think
yeah.
I crave that companionship. That's why I'm like I'm open, but it's a gray area because I'm open, but you know.
Yeah. Well, this is my prayer for you guys as your big sister that whatever God has for you, it is for you. Y'all know that song?
Ah,
What God has for me, it is for
that's why we
me.
need the mic.
That's
Hey,
right. We all need a mic just to walk around with it. That
Yeah.
is my prayer. So, whatever God has for you, each of you, and I want
Mm.
Him to just make it work.
Come on
Do
in the
what you
room.
do, Lord Jesus.
hey.
Give him a wife, Jesus. Give her
Oh.
a husband, Jesus. Sorry, that
Oh.
was a reflex.
You and mom. I'm gonna
That
get
was a reflex.
with my
Hey,
brother-in-law.
listen.
They gonna dress me up. Post.
Honest to God,
That's
whatever
it.
God has for y'all,
What you said?
I ain't stressing. Big brothers, big sisters, this thing
On
going
out,
out
B.
be. But
Bro.
heck yeah, not even until they graduate. Now they still stress you out after graduation, baby. Woo! These kids is stressful.
Man, yeah,
When they start driving,
I randomly
ugh.
had a thought today, like, people plan to have kids. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's
That is the most, I was just thinking, like, I can't even in my brain
I
compute
can't I
the
can't
math
plan
ain't mathing. Y'all
I can't plan my
plan
next meal, let alone
intentionally. You said this is what we gonna do. We gonna do this, y'all. We gonna have a kid, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
that's
that was a
wild, ain't it?
comedian that made a
Mhm.
joke about that. He was like, "You can accidentally make a human being.
Which is
How
just
is that?
not okay.
I can't
Nothing
accidentally
about
make
it.
a sandwich.
No.
It's like I gotta purposely make a sandwich, but you
Yeah.
can
But you can
accidentally make a human
accidentally
being.
Woo. That's some crazy.
Like that's
Ooh,
crazy.
a whole
y'all bet
human.
the.
Oh, human.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this has been
Okay.
fun, guys.
I'll say
Oh,
get
thank
you a
y'all for
dog.
rocking in there.
B.
No, he needs Shuri back.
Oh.
Oh, I'm about to cry, Sherry. I
It'll
miss her.
come through. Amen. Amen.
Amen, Haley. Yeah, you need Shuri back.
She
But
was a
hey, we
real
got a
one.
toddler in the family nowadays, so
We got a little bit more, and I think Brother R is gonna give us our next baby.
I
I think
pray.
so.
Brother R, shout out to Brother R. We miss you,
Shout out to
We
Brother
brother.
and
R.
congratulations! Oh my gosh, y'all are all homeowners. I'm the only one that hasn't committed to a
That's all right,
home.
but baby, it's coming. What God has for you, it is for
Well,
you.
I'm kind of
And
like I'm
shout out to
following in
you.
Brother B's footsteps. I'm
Listen,
just
shout
kind of
out to you
I'm doing
because
it.
you
You
just
know,
returned back to school. You about to get
I
another
did,
degree. Al, y'all shout
y'all.
low out. She about to get another degree.
Y'all,
Degreed up.
thank you.
We a
I'm the
degreed
Karen
up
of the classroom,
family.
though. I'm
She
emailing
is.
the professor. I'm calling the feds. She doing these things, y'all, that I don't like. So I am the Karen of the classroom, but
It's
yeah,
okay.
it's up and it's stuck. You feel me?
It's all right.
Um, We need a fireside chat soon. Good talk. We definitely do. We're gonna have to
Love you,
meet down to
cousin.
the love you. We're gonna have to meet down to the cigar bar to have a fireside chat with all
Now that's
the
a good old
cousins.
time. Thank y'all so much for joining, Kendall. Good to see you. Hey,
So
let's try.
good.
We want to toast. Can we toast it up to our good brother, Kent? It was his heavenly birthday this week. We miss you, Kent. We love you. Happy heavenly birthday. Mm,
For sure, man. For sure.
hmm Any other announcements? Oh, y'all, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're gonna be back next week. We promise you we ain't gonna leave y'all on a hanging on a cliff like that, like we did the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that was
We just had a lot
unintentional.
going on. That was unintentional. Forgive us,
Sis, do you
please.
have a closing quote for us to say? Yay, nay,
Yup.
maybe
Nope.
so.
You know, my old and faithful, when I ain't got one, I just go back to much prayer,
Much prayer,
much power.
much power.
Little prayer,
Little prayer,
little power.
little power.
No prayer,
No prayer,
no power.
no power.
Amen.
Amen. Hey.
Love y'all.
Thank you again, Brother B. Y'all give it up for our Brother B. Thank you.
Give him a one, Jesus. Give him
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. On that note, don't listen to me. Exiting stage left.